Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of MaDevil with me, Notorious BLT. We're getting chased around by weird bat skeletons. I hate it. Excuse me. Hey, get wrecked. Excuse me. You're not allowed to just summon more skeletons. That's not how this works, my man. No fireballs. Stop that. Sick. Get wrecked. Stinky. You are wrecked, right? Okay, good. I was gonna say, if you're not wrecked, I'm shooting you again. Does this count as killing all the critters? Oh, fuck. Is killing all the critters in the swamp? Dude, my kingdom for a fucking shrine. I'm sorry, is that large skeleton? That is a larger skeleton, without a doubt. Fuck. He is very big skeleton. I hate him. No, please stop. Thanks. Dude, okay, your poise meter does not go down or up or whatever very quickly, huh? Like, I gotta shoot you a bazillion times for this to work. I hate it, precious. Look how many freaking arrows are stuck in this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. My man's just eating arrows left and right. Knife with a jagged blade. I will take it. I don't know why there's like a little floaty bit. I love that there's just tea bags down here. Like just chilling out, you know? Oh, I see the pyramid. Oh, fuck. When the hell did you all get here, dude? Is there one of those barf boys around here? Is that what's going on? I feel like that's what's going on. What the fuck is that? Sound like somebody dropped something or like hit something? Weird. I mean, like not in game, in my house. I'm not sure what's going on. My wife did say that there's a wasp, but like she's not the type of person to kill a wasp. Like she'll just get it out of the house because like you know they're pollinators, man. You know. How many arrows must I fill you with, sir? Fuck. Yeah, I definitely have to increase our power. Without a doubt. No! Stop summoning more skeletons. There we go. Alright, I feel like I'm gonna have to start making explosives. Take it. Thanks. Shit. It's a trap. Okay, never mind. It's not a trap. I'm free. Please, I beg you, just be deceased. Let's go. It is one of you barf boys. God damn it, dude. And there's the woo-woo from the police. They're also upset about all the demons. I don't know if you actually heard that in the background. It was just the police siren going off. Because we live on a fairly busy road, so they tend to come down here. Not because, like, there's something going on where I live, but, like, you know, it's a road that has easy access to a lot of places, you know what I mean? It's like not a main thoroughfare. I don't know what fucking words I'm looking for here. I'll be real with you. I don't know. Alright, so, like, okay, listen. I gotta admit I'm a little distracted today, because of something that a friend told me. Or rather, showed me. And I'm not gonna, like, call anybody out or nothing, okay? But, like, basically, this person that's in their community is kind of a shitlord. Like, they are, well, they're kind of a racist, like, homophobic asshole. But part of it is this person is also fairly young. And, I feel like what bothers me about this whole situation is just like the idea of people not necessarily wanting to like look into why they feel the way they do, or like understanding like, you know, how data works and how determining what is real, you know, like and what I mean by that is basically like what I'm talking about is science. Okay. So if you're wondering like, oh, well, how do you determine if something is real or not? Like, you look at the preponderance of evidence. So like the reason that we look at all these things, well, okay, I gotta slow down a second. Sorry. Okay, what's a good example? Well, let's talk about like, let's look at like climate change. Okay. Some people are wrong and are like, climate change doesn't exist. Well, like I just said, you're wrong. So like the evidence that's been gathered are things like greenhouse gases and like how much is in our atmosphere, right? And we do that partially by testing based like against what was long ago and what is now. And part of the way you do that is by, you know, testing samples from long ago, right? So, you know, scientists will take like these core samples from ice caps, and I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but basically like actually, that's a much more complicated example than we need to get into. Let me try to think of one that's actually fairly easy. Let's see here. Okay, actually, you know what? This one is fairly simple. Somebody says most people have, you know, believe in superstitious stuff like, you know, ghosts or like, you know, gods or whatever. And then, you know, you can poll people and find out by asking them. And if the data comes back showing, no, not really, most people don't believe in this stuff, then there you are. That's how you gather information and data. Like you're polling people, you're actually getting to the root of the issue. I know that's like a super simplistic way of looking at it, or like a super simplistic way of explaining this stuff, but I feel like it at least gets the point across in a way. But it basically, like, this person is like, oh, well, they conflate a bunch of shit. And we're like, you know, a gay person tried to kidnap one of my siblings. And it's like, no, your sibling is gay, and this person was, like, trying to help guide them. Like, nobody was ever actually trying to, like, take them away. You know, it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, I'm not even sure how you approach someone like that at all. Like, where they're literally just going to make up shit to, like, further their own views. I don't know, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of... I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of stuff I do know, but there's also a shit ton of stuff I don't. And I will freely admit that. You know, I'm not the best when it comes to, like, you know, always talking to people or, like, convincing them about stuff, because, like, part of it is I have social anxiety, and part of that comes from my... Well, not my upbringing, because that makes it sound like it's my parents' fault. But, like, how can I explain this? When I was a kid, I found talking to people to be extremely stressful. And I still kind of feel that way. Because a lot of times, like, people start off with these aggro positions, and I don't know why. Like, you know, especially if you're a dude, you probably understand this. Or you, actually, even ladies have this happen to them. Like, and I'm not trying to say like, oh yeah, even ladies. Like it's just like it happens to them a little bit. Like it's the same amount pretty much. Because like, you know, like backhanded compliments and shit, or like where you start off a conversation with a person and they immediately start with like a light personal attack, and they see it as just like light ribbing, but it's kind of like, why the fuck are we starting off this way? Like, in what way did I ever show you that that's what I want, or that like that's what I'm comfortable doing in this situation? Like, and you know, that's part of the reason why I have a certain amount of social anxiety, is because I'm like, I don't want to fucking interact with this shit, which is why I'm just like, you know, I try to be a fairly chill person, but there are times where I can't be, because like like, how do you respond to that shit, right? But I say all this to say, you know, basically, if you hold like racist or homophobic views, and I also hate the term homophobia, because a phobia is something you're afraid of, whereas like people that are basically against like gay rights and shit are just assholes for real. Like, you know, and it's one thing if you're like, oh, well, my religion says that, you know, gay people shouldn't do what they're doing. Like, okay, great. Why do you believe your religion has any reason to be able to tell anybody what to do? You know, like, really examine those thoughts, right? You don't want to just go into these things and be like, well, I feel thus in such a way, so there you are. Like, that's not how this shit works, brother. That's not how this shit works at all. You don't just get to say, like, oh, well, I have this religion, so, like, I have the moral high ground. That ain't at all how this works. Not even a little bit. Alright, so have I gone everywhere in here? I don't know. I feel like I might have. But I also feel like there was more shit to do, and I might have skipped it. I don't know, dude. This place is fucking humongous. But I'm also kind of getting, like, not on my high horse, but I'm getting, like, not ahead of myself either. I don't know. Did I open this thing? I don't think so. Can I run off? No? Alright, well. Ah, shit. Alright, well, clearly I didn't get in there. So we gotta figure a way to do that. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, in one way, I'm like, this person is still... To go back to what I was originally saying. This person is still young. So, you know, I'm figuring, like... And I know this might sound dismissive to some people, but let's be real. This is how it usually goes. They probably have these garbage opinions stuffed into their brain by their parents. Or by somebody that they respect for some reason. Or their friends. Because sometimes, like, I know I had some really shitty opinions because of my friends. You know, I grew up starting in a suburb of Chicago, and then I moved to fairly, you know, like, well, I don't know, dude. I don't want to be an asshole about this stuff, but like, it's a pretty fucking like conservative part of the state in Massachusetts. And so like there were some people that like, and plus like at the time that I was growing up, like people just had some shitty, stupid ass opinions, and that's just how it is. And you just got to deal with it, right? But I learned, you know, through talking with people and just like, you know, trying to listen, because honestly, listening is one of the best things you can do. Listening is pog. Always do the listening. Don't ever not do listening. Listening is good shit. Especially when it comes to like listening to marginalized people. I guess you can just not listen to like white supremacists and shit because they're fucking morons, but I know this does nothing to actually further my point with people that are like on the fence or whatever, but I gotta be real with y'all. Like, I have no patience for shit like white supremacists and whatnot. It's so stupid. Like, this is part of the shit that I'm talking about. Like, actually, that's a great example. When like, white supremacists are like, white people are the best. It's like, are they really? Because, like, you know, all the shit that you seem to like, you know, rock music and fucking barbecue and, you know, like, this is all made by African-American people. So... all the shit you claim is so great and white is actually so great and black. So maybe, like, look at yourself a little bit in the mirror before you're, like, you know, screaming about your fucking mayonnaise power or whatever, right? You know, this is the thing. I'm not the most articulate person in the world, and so a lot of times, and I also get lost in the sauce, especially with my thoughts a lot. So it's hard for me to articulate some of these thoughts and thought processes sometimes. But I try, because part of that is like I want to be a better human being and just a better, you know, like just a better human being in general, right? Plus, like, if you're starting off hating somebody that's not hurting you at all with what they're doing, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? If you're just like, I hate people that like sandwiches. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Them eating a sandwich doesn't hurt you at all. Just chill the fuck out. Like, bring your sandwich rage somewhere else, my man. Human beings are very strange, complex creatures, and the world is a very complex and sometimes infuriating place. You know? And what I don't understand is the people that want to try to make this worse for everybody else. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense to me, brother. Not even a little bit. You know? Like, if it's not hurting you or anybody else, why the fuck do you care? And if you have to, like, make it sound like it's hurting you or somebody else to, you know, get your nuts off or whatever, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You got brain problems. Like, please seek therapy. You know, the other thing is, like, I try not to get into this stuff too much on YouTube because, like, I will talk about it more on, like, on Twitch, because I feel like on Twitch, you know, we can have a conversation that goes two ways, right? Okay, here we go. Like, I can actually talk to someone, right? Like, if somebody espouses these views, I can actually talk to them and be like, yo, why do you feel like this? You know, and I can hopefully change their mind. Because, like, you know, if somebody hates on other people for what I feel is, like, no good reason, I want to be able to change that. Because, like, hate doesn't make the world very good, now does it? You know? It kind of makes everything suck real bad. Why am I using the runes? I don't want to use the runes. Yeah, shoot, no. And this is the other thing. If like, your perspective is like, yeah, but, you know, you're hating on me for hating on these other people. It's like, yeah, you started off with the hate, my man. Like, I'm going to defend marginalized people and people that, you know, don't, that can't, through, you know, societal reasons. Because this is the other thing. Like, people love to look at shit like it's black and white. That's super simple. And it really never is. It really, really never is. You know, life is a complicated, messy thing. And to try to devolve it into these, like, tiny-minded sections is just ridiculous. You know? I hope some of this is at least getting across and making sense. And I know that, like, a lot of you are probably like, Jesus Christ, we already, like, we agree with each other. Why are you going on about this? Because there's a lot of people that fucking don't. You know? And, like, I'm not trying to be insulting, but at the same time, like, you have to understand, I am very frustrated with these kinds of mentalities where it's, like, literally shit that was brought up, like, in the 20s or the 50s or, like, even earlier than that, and, like, has been shown over and over again to be absolute trash garbage, and yet for some reason we're still fucking hearing the same shit from the same people over and over again. Like, now with this bullshit where, like, conservatives in the United States are being like, gay people are grooming children, and because, you know, it's the only way they can breed. It's like, you are literally ripping this off from a 1940s propaganda film. Again. Because they did the same shit in the 80s, dude. It's just over and over again. It never stops. And it's incredibly annoying. Coffin carpenter? My man, you're about to get fucking obliterated. I'll tell you what. He threw his fucking helmet at me, dude. Let's go. My man just tossed his helmet. Get out of here, Stinky. Just covered in arrows, man. Alright, he also dropped a note, it looked like. Is this it? Negotiations have failed. I tried persuading the Stone Man's king to hand over the mage ore stone voluntarily, in turn for a big compensation. But he said that the stone's power are far greater than I could ever imagine, and he has to protect it from intruders. I didn't hesitate to murder him. Oh, fuck. Fortunately, he was alone, so I put him into one of the coffins and proclaimed the king's death to the other stone men. At first, they were terrified, then sad, and it looked like I would get away with my lie. But some smart stone women God may damn her. What? Asked where the king's crown is, as it's supposed to be worn by his successor. My charade was, or charade, or however you want to pronounce it, was busted, and I was forced to use one of the long-forbidden necromancy spells. Every stone man who died, but wasn't buried yet, rose from their coffin. The stone had already fallen off of their bodies, and they were not more than skeletons. As the king raised his undead head, the stone men fled in terror. Ah, so you're the reason this is all fucked. Wonderful. And, like, you know, you may say, like, oh, man, I really wish you wouldn't get political on here. But, like, honestly, this shit isn't even political anymore. Like, yes, I will mention political parties because, unfortunately, those lines have been drawn by fucking weirdos. And by when I say that, I mean, like, when you look at one group versus the other, one is clearly more full of fucking weirdos and assholes than the other. And I'm sorry if that upsets you. But actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry if that upsets you. Like, for real, just look at the data, my man. Like, how people vote and how they feel about certain social issues. Which shouldn't even fucking be social issues. Like, why are we debating gay rights again? This shit is settled. It's done. Like, just... why are we doing this again? You know? Or, like, trans issues. This shit should have been settled a long fucking time ago. But for some reason, people are like, no, we gotta talk about this again. Like, but why? Why do we have to talk about it again? You know? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Run. Let's go. How did you not get murdered? My dude. How? I hate your fucking fireballs, dog. I hate them. Or, like, if you were unaware, in the United States, we recently just had a Supreme Court decision, which is fucking terrible, where they basically said, hey, ladies, you have fewer rights than a corpse. Which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a thing called Roe v. Wade, which is a legal precedent that was set long, long ago. By much smarter individuals than we currently have. Basically what it says is, like, a woman's right to access to abortion. Abortion cannot be infringed upon for, you know, several reasons. And for whatever reason, well, actually, we know what reason it is. Basically, a bunch of the conservative justices got together and were like, you know what? Let's not have that anymore. Let's just dumpster that shit because we don't like it. And, you know, despite the fact that it opens the door to all kinds of, you know, horrible shit in terms of privacy and, you know, also some of them have been saying shit like, what was it? I think it was Clarence Thomas. One of the conservative justices was like, oh, yeah, now this opens the door to, like, get rid of gay marriage and voting rights. No, it wasn't voting rights. It was gay marriage. I want to say an interracial marriage was the other one. Which is also like, my man, that's a cell phone. You are a black man married to a white woman, and you're like, yeah, that shouldn't be allowed. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is actually wrong with your brain? That you're like, I hate myself. You know? This shit doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Just doesn't make any fucking sense. And I don't know what to say about it anymore. You know, like, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep talking about it because it needs to be talked about. Like, the idea that we should just, like, shut up and deal and, like, just let this shit happen is asinine. For many, many reasons. One of which is, you know, we make our country better when we dissent and, you know, make mention the things that are bad, upsetting, you know, just bad practice or just garbage in general. Basically, our country was made better by the people who complained and dissented, is what I'm trying to say. Amongst other, like, a varied amount of other things. Okay, so we have springs, but, like, they're used as ammo? What the fuck is up with that, dog? Oh, I don't want to use the extras. How do I not use the extras? How do I mark you as not usable? Consumables. How do I mark you as not usable? Can I? Can I unequip you? No. Fuck. Alright, well, you know what? I don't understand how the fuck that works, so we'll deal. What the hell is this? And if you don't live in the United States, like, just understand, man, that, like, shit's kind of bad in some ways. I mean, like, there are definitely places that are worse. And this is another thing that annoys the shit out of me, is when somebody's like, well, it's worse in such place, so you don't have a right to complain. And it's like, so fucking what? Yes, it's worse in another place, and I appreciate that that's worse than another place. But how does me complaining about this and a problem that's here diminish that in any way? It doesn't. You know, oftentimes, actually not just oftentimes, every time when someone bitches and complains about, like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't complain about that because it's worse in thus and such other place. Like, it's all just obfuscation. Like, it's never actually meant as, like, you know, I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying the same shit over and over again, and you're all like, yep, we get it. Except for the few of you who are like, I don't get it. Well, if you don't get it, maybe you should just listen a little more. Maybe not even to me. Maybe tune into some people that you disagree with that are much more articulate than myself. You know? I'm having trouble thinking of, like, any... Well, okay, you know what? You could tune into Hassan Piker. He may piss you off a lot, but he also really knows a lot about some of the shit that he's talking about. And he's, you know, I mean, I don't want to say that, like, he has informed my opinions a whole lot, because I feel like by the time I knew that he existed, I was like, yeah, I pretty much agree with, like, everything that you're saying, so it's not a big deal, you know. But you know, very well, well, maybe not very well spoken, but in some cases much more well spoken than myself. You know, like, it just... One of the things that helped me understand, like, the black experience in the United States was literally just listening to black voices. Not challenging them, just thinking about what they're saying, looking at what they're saying, and trying to just, like, think and understand about it. And if you do, like, want to ask somebody a question, make sure that you're going to be respectful, because the second you come at them with any kind of aggression, that is an immediate turnoff. And they're going to think... Well, actually, I shouldn't even say they're going to think, because I don't know. You know, I can't claim to know what people are going to think about stuff, okay? But what I will say is, you know, oftentimes when you come at somebody with aggression in your voice, or, like, any kind of, what the fuck is going on here? Or any kind of, God, what's an example? I like to give examples because I feel like it illustrates things a lot better than just me talking. But if somebody's like, yo, I'm having trouble, like, it's you know, nearly impossible to get, like, a home loan as a black person in America, and then you're like, have you tried thus and such, blah, 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 then it's like, all right, well, you don't really actually give a shit. You're just trying to be an asshole. And, like, no, I didn't ask you for your fucking help. Did I? You know? Like, because it's just one of those things that, like, it just tries to diminish their experience, and it just doesn't help anybody, right? You know, it may make you feel better at some point, but it's not, like, actually doing anything useful. You are a weird coffin frog. What the fuck? Oh, this is gonna suck. Ow. Let's go. I don't know exactly what happened, but something bad happened to somebody. And I'm here for it. Shoot the legs. Are you summoning stones from the sky? Ah! My dude. Whoa! He ninjas! My man, you got way too many friggin' hit points, dog. Please. Decease already! Man, I am glad I got infinite arrows, because otherwise I'd be fucked. Huh? Is he flipping? He's doing ninja flip. Whew! Long life, long life the king. Okay, I kind of love that. Long life the king. Except he did. Holy fuck! What the hell's all this shit, dude? God damn. Alright. Well, I don't think our sanity is has an issue at the moment, so we're good. Alright, I know this was kind of a ranty episode, and I would say I apologize for it, but honestly, I'm not going to apologize for being myself and for, you know, being real with you all about how I see the world. So, yeah, I hope you all did enjoy this episode, and if you did, you know what to do. That is me from me, Notorious BLT. Up. You have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye, folks.